Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been quite a while since I last uploaded, and I want to get back into filmmaking again. And so today I'm going to be taking you on my Sur-Ron. It's a Light BX model, and we're going to be doing a little loop that's really close to my house. Basically, the entrance to the trail is like 100 feet away from my front yard. And I'm going to show you just how cool these trails around my house are. So for the bike, like I said, it's a Sur-Ron Light BX. It's a 2019 model year. It's got the 32 amp hour battery. And in terms of mods, I don't have that many, of just some little ones, which consist of a front Warp9 rim that's just slightly wider than stock, so I'm running a 19 by 1.85 with a Mitas tire. For the rear, I'm running stock 19-inch rear with a Shinko 241 tire that I just recently got a new one because my other one I was pretty worn out. It's time for a new one. And then other mods I have is prickly triangle, prickly linkage. I've got a 3D printed battery mount, it's like a holder that keeps the battery a little more snug inside of the battery tray. Guys, in these 2019s, it's pretty loose. I think even in the newer Sur-Rons, it's pretty loose from the factory, even with the foam padding and everything. And this little piece really helps. I'll add a photo to it. I found it from a group member on one of the Sur-Ron groups I'm on Facebook. And then what else? Let's see, I've got, in terms of suspension settings, suspension is stock, but I'm just running full stiff on the clickers, front and rear. And let's see if I missed anything else. I think that's about it. The slightly wider front Mitas tire is definitely an improvement for handling. In terms of the recording setup, I'm running a GoPro Hero 12, and then I'm running a Sena 50S, and so the GoPro is connected via Bluetooth to the Sena, and so you're hearing the microphone from the Sena system. And it's pretty cool because it's all wireless through Bluetooth, which is much better than some of the previous recording methods people would do to get helmet audio. And the really cool thing about this setup is that if you get the, oops, I got a little souvenir. If you get the Sena mesh adapter, what that allows you to do is you can pair the GoPro to the mesh adapter. And then if you've got other people riding with you that also have Sena mesh, they pair to that same mesh network, and then you can have your entire group's audio joined into the GoPro, which is pretty trick. Haven't tried that yet because I don't ride with anyone else that has the Sena system, but hopefully soon I will when I get to test that feature out. These systems aren't as prevalent in the off-roading community, and I don't own a street bike, so I need to kind of educate all my dirt rider friends about how cool these systems are, and that they're not really just for road use anymore. And if you have a dirt bike or whatever, you would probably really enjoy a system like this. It's a little hard to hear like if I'm listening to music, a little hard to hear the music even at max volume, like when I'm riding my my Honda, my CRF 250R. Those things stock have a pretty loud exhaust, and so you can still hear the music. It's just not nearly as enjoyable as like when I'm riding my Sur-Ron, listening to the music, but it's still better than nothing. And one thing I'm trying to explore but haven't been able to get working yet is when I go riding with my family and family friends, they all have UTVs. They got Can-Ams, RZRs, Speed UTVs, the whole shebang. And they're running rugged radios or equivalent type two-way radio. And the issue with any of these helmet systems is they do not communicate over two-way radio. But there's some two-way radios out there that are, you know, been out on the market for a little bit, that are Bluetooth two-way radios. And so essentially what you do is you pair the radio with the Sena, and then I can hear what's going on over the radio channel. And I also can talk because it will use the microphone of the helmet system. But the issue is you have to obviously have the radio in your hand or on your body somewhere so you can push the talk button. But what I've seen a couple companies have is a Bluetooth push to talk button that goes on your handlebar, which is pretty trick, because that'll allow you to obviously start your communication without having to have any wires connected to the bike and to you, which is what you want when riding something like a dirt bike. Obviously you don't want wires connecting the bike to you. So I tried to buy a system from a company called Oxbow Gear. They make a Bluetooth two-way radio, but yeah, I'm probably getting a lot of wind noise here. But one of the issues I found with the radio I bought was that I couldn't program in the radio channels that I wanted. So I couldn't join the radio to the radio that my group was on, or to the channel that my group was on. And so I took that system back, and I have another system coming in. I forgot the name, but it's the same idea, but it actually has a keypad on the radio so I can key in the exact frequency I want to be on. And once I have that, I should be able to communicate with my group totally wirelessly, which I think will be really cool. Especially because I'm the only one on a dirt bike. And so being able to get like the status reports from whoever's in the front of, you know, if we go to Klamath, there's a witch's eye, or, you know, if they crash or whatever, you know, it's nice to be able to have that radio communication going. Fun little section right there. So I yesterday I installed the longer kind of boom mic that comes on the Sena instead of the small little integrated mic that you install on the helmet. And the reason I did that, holy moly, I lost the rear end there for a second. But the reason I'm trying this other mic is I was able to install a much larger dead cat on this microphone that you normally use on a lav mic. So I have the stock foam windscreen that this mic comes with, and then over that I'm running this additional dead cat. And I think from my testing I've done, this is just a larger microphone, so it seems to capture my voice a little bit better, but it's definitely cutting back on the wind noise a bit. I'm running all this on a Alpinestars Supertech M10, which is a very airy helmet. It has a lot of ventilation ports on it, which is amazing when you're actually riding, because it keeps the sweat down quite a bit compared to my other helmets. But the drawback there is that when you're trying to record audio, you have much more wind coming into the helmet as compared to other helmet brands that don't have as much ventilation as this helmet does. So it's like a win and a loss at the same time. So I'm just gonna have to try and deaden that wind as much as I can with dead cats and whatnot. Maybe even some, oh dear. And then as far as the mount, I'm running a chin mount on the front of the helmet, obviously. So far, I think this is the best angle you can get. On the GoPro, I'm running Hyperview, which is this wide as you can get the GoPro before you add the max lens mod. And so far, I really don't know if I need the max lens mod. I think this hyperview is wide enough. I'm capturing the full width of the bars plus some. So as of now, I'm gonna just keep this setup how it is. And maybe eventually I'll try the max lens mod. Kind of funny, when I was buying this Alpinestars helmet, I didn't really take into account just how much ventilation this helmet had and what that would do to my audio recording capabilities. Just not something I thought about, but now it is. This is a good little hill climb right here. It doesn't look all that steep on the GoPro, but I'm gonna be pretty much pinned. Since right now we're pinned, we're not gonna let off the throttle. Keep that center line crossed over. Ah! Sometimes this Shinko lets me down, but really it's mainly me for not correctly holding that line. And so now restarting is the hard part, because I don't know if you could tell like what level horizon is, but this is a pretty steep little hill. Okay, we're gonna bump it up this little part right here. There we go. Okay, we're off. Got some momentum. There we go. All right, that wasn't exactly what I wanted it to do, but we made it. I'll take a little break, catch my breath, drink some water. All right, we are off. Got some good downhill section right here. Here's kind of fun. Howdy. Hey. Hey. The other day I stopped and talked to that guy for about 30 minutes. A little too much on the front brake there. Okay, this part's pretty steep. The Shinko is hunting for traction. Man, my front brakes are just getting mushy so quick. I think I glazed the pads going down this steep paved section of road. I looked down and the rotor was actually warping itself. It was getting so hot. So I think I glazed the pads and I might have roped the water a little bit. Oops. There's my turn. Oh, I don't want to pass that up. Okay, now the fun begins. So some pretty cool little single track type riding here. Try and miss the ruts here. These recent rains we got really rode this out. Like through this whole section I'm just pinned. Need more power. Front brake back a little bit. Got a fairly tight left-hander right here. Get on the brakes. Just super pretty up in here. I'm very lucky to essentially have this in my backyard. There's a lot of people who drive very far to have something like this to ride in. Nice little, takes all your front suspension. I try and get out here almost daily, as much as weather permits and I'm able to. It's just such a good little workout. Oh shit! I don't know what that was. Must have hit a rock I didn't see. About caused me to crash. points right here. Okay, we are at 62%. We left the house with 98%. Hope I closed an exercise ring, according to my Apple Watch. Alright, we took a little intermission. Let the heart rate come down a little bit, and now we're off. One thing about this stock battery is, as you start to get like around the 60% mark, you kind of start to feel the beginning stages of voltage sag. And as you get, you know, every 10% you go down from there, it just gets worse and worse. And it's just one of the issues with these early Sur-Ron batteries is that these cells do not do well with voltage sag. I've heard the newer batteries, like the 38 amp hour and the 40 amp hour batteries, are quite a bit better. They just have a better cell, so it's not nearly as bad. But on this one, it's pretty noticeable. So eventually I will upgrade my battery to an aftermarket, probably 72 volts, but you know, then I'll need a new controller, and that'll be thousands of dollars for all that. And right now I don't want to spend any money on the Sur-Ron, because come May of this year, so 2024, I will hopefully be taking delivery of my Stark bar. I've had it on order for a couple months now, and originally it wasn't going to be delivered till like November of 2024, but I guess they're ramping up their production pretty fast, and so they updated the delivery time. So if that's actually true, I don't know. I just know that whatever it is going to be, it's going to be worth the wait, as that bike is just going to be an absolute monster. I mean, it's, in my opinion, probably the sexiest motorcycle ever produced. And obviously, you know, looks are very subjective, but I don't know, something about the design of that bike, man, I think it looks really good. I ordered it in the light, and I ordered the Alpha model, of course, 80 horsepower. I probably will rarely ever put it in 80 horsepower mode, but the reason I ordered the 80 horsepower is I frequent Glamis sand dunes, and while I already understand that, you know, I'm probably going to get all of 20 minutes on a charge in Glamis on the Stark, but I just envision myself going to China Wall or Comp Hill or Oldsmobile, and, you know, some KTM 500 or, you know, Husky or whatever, some 500 bike lining up next to me, and thinking they're just going to smoke my e-bike up the hill. And that's where I was like, you know, that's where I need 80 horsepower, so I can guarantee that basically no gas bike will beat me up the hill. Now obviously some guy in a CR500 that knows how to ride the thing pulls up next to me, I think it's just going to be a race of who can hold on to the bike. I mean, really, I mean, they're both such powerful machines that I think that'll be a race of rider ability more so than anything else, which is most motorcycle races. But some of the hills at Glamis that don't have a lot of whoops at the bottom, you know, it doesn't take all that much skill to pin the throttle and get yourself up that hill. But when you're tackling that much horsepower, I think it does take some rider skill. So yeah, that's why I got the 80 horsepower. For the most part, I am imagining I'll keep it around 40 horsepower. I mean, I'm pretty happy with the horsepower of my CR250R, which is a 2022. So I believe on the dyno that thing makes 38-ish horsepower. I run T4 VP in it, and I don't have the Tokyo mod ECU yet, but soon I think I will get that. So once I'm properly tuned for that T4, you know, I should be making maybe 40 horsepower. So yeah, so I'm thinking I'll likely keep the Starkin around 40 horsepower mode. But it's so easy on that bike to just switch your tune to say 60 horsepower. Another bike I'm kind of fancying right now is a Beta 480, the off-road race edition, so RRR, I guess, because the 250, it's just not enough bike for Glamis. I can barely keep up with the UTVs in my group, which is sad. And it's not because I'm not trying. I'm fully pinned in that Honda. It's just not. It's not even the horsepower. The bike can go faster. It's just not geared for that type of riding. And so, you know, it's a close ratio 5-speed. And so, if I really want to be keeping up at Glamis, I need something with more horsepower, but also really just something with longer gears. And so, that's where I think the Beta will be a really cool bike, because it's a 6-speed. It's got more in off-road oriented gearing, not a close ratio 5-speed. So I think that'll suit me. And I like that it's got a fairly large gas tank stock. I think it's 2.8 gallons. That wasn't the best line through there. I just kind of committed. This is where I can really tell I've got fairly serious voltage stack happening. I would like to carry a little more speed up that section. Here's my buddy. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. Let's see, percentage-wise, I am sitting at 39. Yeah, looking at my percentage, not where I was going. That'd be another thing really nice about once I do upgrade the controller on this bike, is to have, you know, something like an egg rider display shows your voltage up on the handlebar instead of having to look at that little screen, which honestly is a real pain sometimes. See, that whole hill I was just pinned. Okay, let's take a little intermission here. Okay, we took a little intermission, and we are back. Stopped here because I'm kind of thinking about taking one of these ridge lines down, but they're fairly sketchy, and well, it doesn't really matter battery percentage wise what I do going downhill. I just with all that recent rain, I don't know about those ruts. Let's just go scope it out. Do some scoping. Okay, here it is. Now I know on the GoPro you can't tell, but it's pretty steep. And if you commit, you're committed. I just don't know. Go over here, get a little different vantage point. Oops, hit the horn.
Split 2, 19 minutes, 15 seconds. Split speed, 15.5 miles per hour.
Nice. Just hit 5 miles. But I didn't start it when I took off. I was already fairly far in. Yeah, I just don't know. Well, what time is it? 2:30. Yeah, I should probably get back. I'm technically on my lunch break right now. So we are going to skip it for today. Something that might pop my tire. Let's see. So this road right here is where I totally cooked my brakes last time I went down it. So we're going to take it a bit slower today. This road is crazy steep for being a residential road. It's only for these 2 homes up here. And when it was paved, there was only 1 home, so the first guy is the one who paid for this road. I couldn't even imagine how much this cost to make. Had to be a lot of money. I think it was paved around 1994, I believe is what I saw online. It's a lot of asphalt. I wonder if they'd ever sell this piece of land right here. It's a pretty cool little home site. The brakes are already definitely slightly cooked. Oh, front brakes are mushy. Oh yeah. Oh, the front's warping. Jeez. Oh, the rear's going. Gosh, these brakes suck. Taking it pretty slow. I usually go faster down that hill. I guess I blazed full front end rear. Maybe I boiled the fluid too. Might need to bleed them brakes again. It's really the only maintenance you really got to keep up on these Sur-Rons is your brakes. But because they're mountain bike brakes, on a bike that's quite a bit heavier and goes quite a bit faster than most people do on a mountain bike, you end up doing quite a bit of brake servicing. I think choose-through pads, and you know, I might need to replace the fluid already, and I just did it really not that long ago, maybe 2 months ago, not less. So if you're in the market for one of these bikes, whether it be a Sur-Ron or a Talaria or E-Ride Pro, they all share very similar brake systems. Same idea, they're all mineral fluid, not DOT. So this mineral fluid has a much lower boiling temp than DOT fluid does. So you cook them. When you boil that fluid, it doesn't work nearly as good anymore, which I think is exactly what I did to my front, which is why the rotor is warping, because the fluid is not cooling the pad down, which in turn is transferring to the rotor. I've probably cooked the rear fluid too. Let's see, making it back with about 32%. Not bad. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching my first official video back to YouTube, and stay tuned for more videos like this. Bye.